Hey guys, welcome back to Gamer at Planet. Today we're going to be reviewing one of the most popular animes, Seven Deadly Sins. It had a release of a third season recently, but unfortunately it brought about as much controversy as it did hype. So in this video, I'm going to be addressing the issues, why they took place, why this season will still be good, and going over episode 1. So my biggest problem is this. Yep, that's right, white blood and black gore. Some people might say it's not that big of a deal, but just looks really weird and kind of stupid in my opinion. It can only really hurt the series in the long run and take away from impactful moments. I was able to discover a reason beyond speculation as to why the change was made. It obviously has something to do with the change in animation studio from A1 Productions to Studio Dean, an animation studio known for making subpar animation. They're obviously not incapable of making good anime, as they were behind Fruits Basket, one of my favorite animes. Seven Deadly Sins seems not be suffering from the plague of bad animation so far, but the animation is obviously not up to the bar set by A1 Productions in previous seasons. I wouldn't hate on it for its animation aside from white blood and black gore so far, as the season has just begun. The season has a reason to be hyped up, as it promises amazing fights and an intriguing new story. Don't give up hope for the season. It will still be stunning as it just may not live up to the glory of previous seasons. Next, I'll work on some other complaints you guys might have had. I saw an outpouring of hatred for the opening of all things. People saying stuff like, that's more like Black Gore details. Next is, like, slideshow, the opening. And this is actually one of the worst openings I've ever seen, and getting loads of likes. I don't agree with this at all. I think the opening is quite good, and the idea of the spinning wheel with the sin signs is, while a bit choppy and not executed in the best way, it's a really good idea. It'd be better if it showed off the powers of the Sins rather than what we have now, which is somewhat boring. My next complaint is the commandments interaction. Also, what's wrong with the slideshow anyways, Nico M? My next complaint is, I'm not going to cushion it, the introduction of the Ten Commandments looked really bad. They were just asserting their dominance by T-posing and falling. Literally nothing to show them off as the dark, powerful, and imposing villains that they are. Other than that, the pillar visuals, the wheel idea, and the spinning animation right at the end made the opening stunning in both music and, mostly, visuals. I've defended the bad. Now let's focus on what I don't have to defend, aka what the season has done well so far. The new demons look amazing and terrifying, and will bring some new color to the minions of evil. The series also set the mood well, showing us that Meliodas is still pained and working on recovering from his death in Season 2. It also shows us the current overarching goal of the Sins, to free villages and eventually Britannia from the deadly grip of the Ten Commandments. This season is heading toward an epic showdown between the Sins and Commandments that will shake the very earth. Now, let's move on to my thoughts about the first episode, while giving a summary of it. The episode starts off with prisoners in a jail cell, while one of them stirs up trouble. Another begins freaking out, and one of the demons stabs. Jesus. There's Zeldris versus Meliodas. One of them stabs that man in the middle with his 2 fingers. Meliodas arrives and saves the day with the hype reintroduction of him and Ban. Next, we see the Holy Knight Griamor revealing to Hauser that the Kingdom of Leonis is still suffering from the effects of the battle, which is very good attention to detail. A lot of times, in media, things like towns or cities are destroyed, with no negative repercussions. This seemingly small inclusion helps make the world feel more real and helps the viewers feel more involved in the show. Afterwards, we see Ban and Meliodas palling around, eating food. Meliodas reflects on his fight with Fravern, and Elizabeth being there for him when he was afraid to fall back into the darkness. Ban also extends his hand to help Meliodas, seemingly cheering him up. They proceed to make plans on what to do next. Meliodas wishes to conquer Camelot Castle, but knows they cannot because people are still suffering in villages conquered by demons. The scene changes to a young boy carrying grain. A demon arrives at his village, looking for a tribute of 10 people. The demon finds 9 instead, and attacks the one who brought the tribute. The young boy, claiming to be Dragon Sin Periodas, intervenes. Fun fact, this boy was seen before in the OVA, Signs of Holy War. He played 7 Deadly Sins with Gother, thinking it was game. There was him when he was a bit younger, when he played 7 Deadly Sins with Gother. The demon makes an example of Perio, beating him up in front of his village before the 7 deadly sins arrive. They kill the demons, rescuing the villagers. Elizabeth heals the wounds of the villagers, and Meliodas explains why he must defeat the demons. The sins head home to the reveal of the new boar hat. Everyone is happy and smiling, except Elizabeth, whose memories of Meliodas' crying face and his fear of falling into the darkness sadden her. Afterwards, we see Hauser being appointed as substitute commander of the Holy Knights. Bartra tells Meliodas of a dark prophecy that will take place when the sins gather again. King and Diane have not yet gathered, for King has taken Diane to the Fairy King's forest, where he thinks it is safe. Zeldris is informed that the demons are being slain, and reflects on how the commandments were beaten by the sins. Esterosa was in stasis, healing, but memories of Meliodas awaken him again. Overall, a great episode, laying the foundation for amazing things to come in future episodes, reminding us what happened last season and tying up loose ends. Speaking of tying up loose ends, let's wrap this video up. The white blood is a bit of an issue, but too long didn't watch. The white blood is a bit of an issue, but aside from that, the season promises to be outstanding. The intro isn't as bad as you think, and this episode is a foundation for great things to come. Gonna finish this episode here. More of these kinds of videos based on each subsequent episode of 7 Deadly Sins will be coming every Saturday, so be sure to stay tuned and subscribe for more. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.